Hi everyone. Oh, okay. What's going? Let me. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Danica Lurito. I am presenting my literature review today. I'm a senior at Carlow University, and okay, I'll get started. Um, so my literature review, my question that I decided to ask was, what is the impact in the workplace when employees are diverse, and is it negative or is it positive? To just start out, I kind of just went into like what the definition of diversity actually is. So Webster's dictionary defines diversity as the condition of having or being composed of differing elements, especially in inclusion of types of people, so such as different races and cultures and different groups. Why that's important to me, especially, is my major is human resources and I work in human resources. So I just feel that overall workplaces do need to have like a good understanding of diversity, and basically what that means is just across the uh, business or the organization, just having diversity be important and be involved in its day-to-day culture. So again, back to the question, that's why I was asking what other people think is it important, and again, is it negative or is it positive? um, as I started my research, I just showed a lot of studies that were just talking about how the culture of companies is so different now in 2018 compared to 5, 10, and even 20, 30 years ago, and how it's continuing to change, and just kind of saying like what it looks like now, what the future looks like, and what's making diversity important to the organizations and businesses. I'm going to talk about a lot of the data that I found. Some I found was very interesting, some I was not surprised about, and just kind of what surveys and what experiments I would conduct to get the answer to my question. And then I'll kind of just go over like some thoughts and opinions that I had, and then just kind of the final overall answer. Back to like why I would ask this particular question and why I decided this for my research. It was as I was saying, like I'm in human resources, like human resources is my studies, and I can plan to continue on an education in human resources, probably project management, but just something that this will be involved in my career now and going forward. That's kind of why I was interested in the topic, just to see the answers and just to do the research that I've done, and just to see what other people have done on this study as well. Um, Kind of wanted to see where the misconnect was, why diversity isn't always taken seriously, and why sometimes it is, and kind of see what the misconnect with management, employees, and everything is. The data that I found in my research was, as I stated again, that the workplace is changing and it is evolving, and kind of, what forecast is in the future and everything like that. So right now, overall, the work population is about 35% people of color, meaning, African Americans and Hispanics, Asian Americans, just anybody that does not associate with just of a white background. So that's a pretty high number, but research is stating that by 2065, there will actually be no single ethnic group in the country. That's over about a little, 50 years away, but that is, a big difference. For now, we hear about one culture, one race, and to have something say that it's going to be no single race in just 50 years from now, probably I'll be a lot older, we all will, but in our lifetime, that's a pretty crazy statistic, I thought personally. Um, as far as companies go, the research states that companies that are diverse, they're actually about 35% more productive. So they're actually outperforming companies that are not as diverse in their workforce, so what their employees and who they hire and who's working for them. Um, 67% of job seekers are saying that having a solid, diverse workforce is important to them. and when they are seeking new employment and considering job offers, that diversity is something that they think about and that's important to them. Some more data that I showed was kind of, okay, so it seems like this is important. And so it's almost like, okay, my question's answered. Diversity in the workplace is important. While then, where's the issue coming? Why isn't it, why is it even a question almost? And that comes into when the organizations seems to be with management. 57% of employees are saying that the companies should be more aware and should think about diversity a little bit more. And with that, 41% of managers are kind of saying they're too busy to implement any diversity initiatives, any training, implement any policies or anything like that. So seeing that the disconnect was maybe between employees and management, I thought maybe the best thing to do would be to conduct a survey experiment, kind of getting feedback from the employees so that this compare it to what the managers were saying. So for my survey, my interviews, the participants in the parties I would have would be employees and also people on Twitter, because I would conduct the study on Twitter as well. With the study, I would use a company my size with about 250 employees, and would request volunteers from all ethnic backgrounds, and would select 30 people, half men and half women. The study would go over 3 months or 6 months, kind of what would be allowed for timing. And with the study, I would ask a series of questions at the beginning of the study and then again at the conclusion of the study. I'd also give out web-based surveys, because sometimes the face-to-face interview answers would vary from what they would say in the web-based interview. So I would also do a brief, quick survey for Twitter users, or everyone could use, just to kind of get some quick feedback right away. The questions that I would ask to the participants in this study would be, what do you think diversity in the workplace? Do you think diversity in the workplace is important? Do you think overall diversity is negative or positive to the workplace? When you're seeking employment, does a diverse employee population matter to you? Do you think the companies pay enough attention to diversity? And then what could be done at the company to promote a more diverse workplace? I think that would be important, just to get some feedback from them and again, see where the misconnect is between management and employees. In conclusion to that study, I would just, kind of gauge overall what the employees were feeling, what their answers were. And I think that, it would take some time to go through all the data and everything that you receive from them, but I think that it would be worth it, because we would really see within one organization if the answer to my question, again, if diversity in the workplace is important, if it's positive or negative. I think this would be great feedback, to share with the management and upper management, presidents, CEOs of a company as well, so they can see what their employees are saying, obviously from an anonymous standpoint, but just to see overall what the culture of the company is saying. And then kind of just in conclusion to the overall literature review and my findings, yes, I think the answer to my question is that diversity is important to the workplace. That was always what I was thinking the answer would be. The only negatives, or the only reasons to shift towards no at all throughout my research and studies was just kind of the disconnect again between management. I just think that it's crucial to the diversity of the organization for the management to kind of just be on board and really be proactive and trying to seek new ways to implement diversity in the workplace, and they're imperative to making sure that it is positive opposed to being negative. All right, thank you very much, and have a good day, everyone.